To the top, never going down, don't wait for the drop. Never stand still, that's the motto. Yeah, brand new bands for the auto. Oh, foot to the ground, full throttle. Big energy for the night like lotto. Damn, y'all talk lots, never this quiet. Life like a Seinfeld plot. Vault full of songs, all of them bombs. Something like a minefield guy. Boom. Get it, tickets running out quick. Bet it, never get it out.
Oh, you have the time. Am I recording? I can't even read that. Just say that's a stop recording, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the red dot.
I never hit the button. I'm blind now.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to It's a Bit, folks, presented by 10,000 Takes, Boss Man Wags. Journalist Jake here. We're about to bring in WyattzWorld. Actually, we forgot to shut off the AC.
Oh, I'll shut it off live.
You'll shut it off live.
Well,
so we're going to
behind the scenes. Summer's over. So there's that.
Is it technically over by date-wise?
Not by date-wise,
but it does feel like it is.
The end of the state fair / Labor Day always signifies summer ending.
Tough.
I mean, if this was 12 years ago, we'd all be in school right now.
Yeah, that's what
could be worse.
That's what was really depressing when you knew the state fair was over. Like, it was like, oh, it's school again. Going back to this prison.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, I'm going to be almost 1 year closer to death next year.
I'm not going to lie, though. I saw the school bus dropping off, the high school kids at like 2:30 today. I was just still working. I was like, you know what? High school wasn't that bad.
Yeah, you felt like that was so late.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, because you basically start work at the same time most students start school.
Yeah.
Go longer.
Yeah, for sure. But, all right, let's do Bits of the Week.
Yeah.
We got football coming back here in a week. We got WyattzWorld coming up here next.
WyattzWorld.
Talk a little NFL, but first we're going to get into our Bits of the Week. We'll start at the end of the table. Wags, what do you got for us?
Okay, I got the douchebag bit, and this is in reference of Jake.
Oh.
Yes. I've been holding on to this bit for a while. But he did the most douchebag thing you could possibly do. I recently purchased a new home. Because of that, I had to make a few choices of whether to go to certain events or not, right? One of the events I decided to skip out on was the Yacht Club Festival. When the Red Hot Chili Peppers came to town over summer. Apparently, it was amazing. But while Jake was at the concert, he decides to send me a text. And the text said verbatim, "Yo, dude, I don't mean to give you FOMO, but this is literally the greatest concert ever." I don't know.
An amazing event.
That was like, I read that, and I'm wanting to be there, but purposely making a choice not to be there to save some money. And I shook my head, and I just turned my phone off. I just could not believe the kid was texting me that.
I may have had a couple beers, but I was just I had to tell someone this is such a cool event.
You had to share it.
It's actually right at Harriet Island, like right down the road from the studio here, and it was awesome. It was just it had two big stages, and outdoors. It was a beautiful night, and great vibe, great people, beers, pounders of beers, and
no medical tent?
No medical tent that night.
Good night.
So that ended up being a good night, honestly.
So I was thinking next year you were telling me it's going to be a 3-day event. We should
days.
go there, all of us, get some man on the street stuff.
Oh, yeah. So I was thinking about, dude, those music festivals, you probably will get the best, if not even sometimes better, content out of those people than some sporting events.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's you'll get people obviously on heavy drugs, probably that, or super high, or people wearing ridiculous stuff, or being shirtless, or whatever. I mean, it's just a group of characters at these places. So.
And then you have you in the middle doing the mosh pit.
Yeah, and I'll be doing the mosh pit with the mic on, maybe, and I'll be interviewing people mid-mosh pit.
God.
If someone could film that.
That would be sick,
tough,
just getting like an eye in the sky watching Jake mosh. That would alone
get a
be
drone
a great
out there.
video,
Drone up there.
man.
Oh, dude, I don't know if I'd want to watch that back. I feel like it'd be disturbing to watch me in a mosh pit.
Well, I mean, I was with Jake once at an Alice in Chains concert. We weren't even moshing, but at the end of the show, the lead singer / guitarist was throwing all these picks off the stage, and me and Jake were like right next to the stage. So we go up to start grabbing these picks, and some 275-pound motherfucker
Elbows.
comes right up to Jake, just shoves him to the ground,
Well,
just to grab the picks over him.
Elbowed me, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, he
all
sent you to
over a
the
guitar
ground.
pick?
Yeah.
Over a guitar pick. It's like, this is cool, a guitar pick from an awesome musician, but like, you're elbowing me.
Yeah.
Was it at the state fair, too?
It was at the state fair at the grandstand, so it just makes it even like, dude, come on.
I
Relax.
do have a quick honorable mention bit. This has to do with the Minnesota Vikings. What did I call it?
The
McCarthy causing damage. So apparently, PA interviewed Kevin O'Connell today, and Kevin O'Connell talked a little bit about J.J. McCarthy and his recovery. And apparently, phase 1 of his recovery is over. Now he's back at what's it called, TCO?
Yep, TCO High Performance Center.
Yeah, he's back there attending team meetings and stuff like that. And KOC said that he's been riding around in a scooter, and that JJ ran into the wall outside his office and caused some damage. So he said there's no injuries, but he did say that JJ did mess up a wall right outside his office.
That's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Seems like a rambunctious young dude.
Yeah, 20. He was so eager to learn that he's crashing into walls. You gotta love it. So,
I love it.
And one thing I do want to mention, I think a little blessing in disguise about the J.J. McCarthy injury is that he gets to spend the next year watching film with his coach. I think by the time he does step into the 2025 offense, he'll know he'll have the answer to everything, and hopefully it'll show on the field.
Give him a headset too. He can learn the back and forths because
the Kirk Cousins bit.
Or wear the helmet and visualize.
Yeah. He's used to being in college, whereas Connor Stallions is stealing signs.
Yeah. It's funny. That's another thing they updated in college this year. Now the coaches can
it's
talk.
about fucking time.
Yeah, we're getting to the 21st century finally. Congratulations,
See, I thought
boys.
they always did that. And it's like they're introducing all this shit. It's like, why didn't we do this before?
Yeah. Well, that's why they were using those dumb signs before with the emojis because they couldn't talk to their quarterback.
That was
straight
always
up.
funny though to see like the signs on the
like
sideline.
a thumbs up, a thumbs down.
You see like a frowny face. You're like, what the fuck?
An
does that mean?
elephant. Yeah, you're like, what's going on?
Yeah. They're like, hey, you know what? With all the NIL money and stuff, maybe we should just start investing in radios. It's not a bad idea.
Come on.
They've only been around for centuries.
Didn't I see that picture? I don't know if it was like a joke, but it might not have been. But I think I saw like they were charging the Western Kentucky University helmets in their hotel room. They're like charging up the microphones. It might have been legit. Like it showed wires going to the mic.
I don't know how those work. They could be.
They have to be plugged in.
Yeah.
But do you remember Sam Darnold in the one preseason game he played? This whole time his radio wasn't working in his helmet. He had to run over to KOC.
Oh, that's right.
and I'm sure there was so I wonder how those helmets actually work.
Yeah. No, that was a plan by the front office to make sure that the backup procedures are good.
Give them a little adversity. See how it
just
performs.
in case it happens during a game, you got to know how to run back and forth.
Hey, if you know how to run the offense without the mic, Sam, maybe you'll do something.
Yeah. So he was literally
on mono or not.
I don't know if you watched the game live or not, but he was literally after every play, he was sprinting over to Kevin and then going back.
That's gotta suck.
And he did pretty good on that drive. They went all the way down the field. They got stopped on 4th down on the goal line.
It's just another conditioning drill.
Yeah. Honestly, though, that is going to be very beneficial if it happens down the line. He's had to deal with it before. So shout out. I'm excited for Viking season. What are your guys' bits?
My bit is the Stadium Pulse bit. I know that this comes directly from college football. You know, when you're playing in a stadium like Alabama's and you're the road team, or Penn State, you know, that meter's up there. It's like in the full red, in the screen shaking, and you hear like that whatever stupid song they play.
It's Mo Bamba.
But that can apply to literally everything in our life, though. Like we posted that video, like walking out of the state fair trying to get back to your bus hammered, or trying to get to your Uber, or
trying to get to your seat at a football game.
At halftime and you're hammered or something like that. You know, from a tailgate. You know, things like that apply in real life. You're like, oh my gosh, this has happened. Or maybe you're walking out of a Green Day concert and you're trying to get out of the medical tent.
And the Stadium Pulse is going hard.
The Stadium Pulse was going very hard.
It went so hard you don't even remember it.
That was very hard. I think I was drunk, but that actually may or may not have happened to me at the Green Day concert. But
see, Karma got him back for that one, though, Zane, for ruining your Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, because I don't remember.
Karma ruined his Green Day experience.
It did. I'm a little upset because I did not remember the last half of Green Day's set. Literally lights off, don't remember, just waking up in a tent.
The next day, you kept asking me, did they play this song? Did they play this song? You had to keep asking me what songs they played.
And the majority of them I asked, so you said no. I'm like, okay,
no, they didn't. Yeah.
But I remember the first half. I remember Basket Case. Do you have the time?
You could probably just find a like-minded person like yourself who filmed the entire fucking concert and put it on Snapchat.
Oh, that is a Jake.
Just rewatch the concert through someone else's Snapchat.
Yeah, I surprisingly didn't have a lot of concert footage that night because I was fucking drugged. But Oregon or whatever,
yourself?
Bamba Juice, just disappeared.
So it seems like
Stadium Pulse was high there.
It seems like the longer you're sitting on, the Green Day concert night, the more you're leaning towards you didn't get way too messed up. You were accidentally drugged by someone.
I definitely we both did. But the thing is, you didn't. I feel like you drank maybe as much as I did, and you didn't get to like lights out mode.
No, I did not.
So that's why I'm leaning. We definitely drank a lot of Bamba Juices. We were sitting in that Grey Duck deck for a concert, which is a great spot, by the way. Cheap standing room, great. But I'm like, you know what? I've drank that much before, though, and I've gotten messed up. I've gotten manic, but it's lasted the whole night. I can wake up and still recall events. I literally lights out, and then someone was trying to call my name in the medical tent, like, hey, can you sit up? I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, and then I was outside the stadium, and I sent you a gibberish text that was worse than... You couldn't even make out a word in it.
No, it's not a single word.
So I'm like, I don't get like that unless I hit an age or a point where it's like, you have 4 beers, you're shutting down. or 4 vodka
That
shots, you're shutting down.
That kind of does happen.
That could be
You
it
got to
too.
think though, those tall Bomba juices have 3 shots of vodka each.
Yeah,
In them.
They
they're
do.
also fucking $25 a cup
I know,
now.
dude.
Oh, you
You're
get what you
spending a
pay
lot,
for,
bro.
Dude, I
Look
remember
at Jake had 2 of them and he blacked out.
Yeah, right.
how last year they were like $17 for lattes.
Yeah.
right?
They're
Like,
getting
That's inflation.
inflation,
Yeah.
bruh. But that's why I'm thinking, because I'm like, I have been to Twins games where I know I pounded 2 or 3 of those at like afternoon games and then got out and drank after and have been fine, maybe felt it the next day. I'm like, I don't know. I think that we had a little altercation with some dicks there, not actual dicks, like douchebags. So maybe this goes like the D-bag. And I think they might have, maybe they tried to slip something into my drink to either piss me off or I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it was so just to clarify, it wasn't Jake or I's fault why these people were getting heated at us.
No.
We were next to someone who was starting some shit, and they thought we were with this person, which we weren't. And after that, they were pretty hostile towards us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're of course a little careless. Our drinks are my drink. I was standing next to them,
And your
so
drink
my
was
drink
right
was on
next
the
to
right.
them.
So who knows if they fucking threw something in there to piss? Like they would seem like the dudes that would carry something on them. Honestly,
And so the stadium pulse was high at that point.
the stadium pulse was very high. Like when I kind of came to, like waking up in medical tent, like pulse like shaking. Like I was like, bro. Holy shit. But yeah, stadium pulse bit, it can apply to anything, just out, not just in college football. So.
I feel like that meme is the best thing that's come out of that game so far.
Oh, for sure.
The Stadium Pulse memes are incredible. And like you said, there's so many uses for them. Like I've seen so many good ones.
Yeah.
But good transition into my bit. I have the recreation bit. So if you guys saw, I think it was somewhere in South Minneapolis on Thursday, they said that Justin Jefferson and Anthony Edwards were seen doing a photo shoot where they had each other's jerseys on. And if you don't know the famous photo, there's a photo where KG and Randy Moss swapped jerseys. And they kind of did this like photo shoot in each other's jerseys as the 2 biggest stars in Minnesota. So the people have been asking for this for a while. It appears it's finally happening. What's a little odd to me is if they put in that work to just recreate this photo, it's been photoshopped very well by multiple other people. I got to think that they're doing something different, that there must be like a video or a full-blown commercial that they're doing, because if they're just recreating one photo, that can't be it, right?
See, normally I'd say I'd agree with you. However, like that photo is probably the most legendary in Minnesota sports history at this point. Because, I mean, we don't have much other legendary things to celebrate, right? But, no, that's a great question, because they also, like, I feel like if it was only the photo, they would have just dropped the photo straight away.
Exactly.
Right? The fact that they're waiting on this and it's going to be like weeks to a months long thing before we even see anything has me thinking you're right. There might be potentially a little bit more than just a photo going on.
I think so. And the one picture we saw was them like in front of a basketball hoop. They were clearly playing basketball. I don't know if that was just like for fun and someone snapped an inconspicuous picture of it, but either way, it's pretty cool.
Well, you got to think
they were wearing each other's gear though in the basketball shoot.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to think back when they took it with Kevin Garnett and Randy Moss. There was no social media presence and all that.
Photoshop
kind of stuff.
wasn't a
And
thing, so you did
viral
that and
trends.
it was
and
real.
Things like that. So you got to think, in the age of cell phones and the internet, like they're going to be doing more stuff.
It's crazy how history repeats itself, though. How 20 years later, now we have the #1 receiver in the league again, and now we have one of the top players in the NBA again. It's funny, and it's a great time to be a Minnesota
And
sports
they won't
fan.
win a championship.
Jake, no, they will. They
I think
will.
the team we have around Ant is a heck of a lot better than I feel like the team
KG.
KG had.
I would 100%
But
agree with that.
What I will say is, as other members of the Minnesota Future Sports Legion, do you think that maybe Royce Lewis and Kirill Kaprizov link up and do their own shoot as kind of a fuck you to the system for saying, hey, we're here too as young superstars?
I'm for it.
I'd be
That would
all
kinda
for that
rock,
too. That would be
yes.
awesome. I would love to see Royce Lewis and Kirill Kaprizov have an interview on video. That would be fun. To see Royce Lewis with Kirill's accent, and then obviously Royce, being from America, that would be great.
It'd be fun just to as a group interview to get all like one player from each team, obviously one superstar from each team, have them interviewed by one person and pit them against each other, play games. And someone should do something like that in the state of Minnesota because we have star power on every single team for the first time in ever.
Right. Yeah. By the way,
fantastic.
random side thought. I ran into the guy who organized the buddy games at the game.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how funny our team was in it. He was talking about that guy with the beard, and I'm like, Marlo.
Marlo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
dude.
other guy that was taking everything so seriously, Zuch.
Oh, dude, he was. So
he had to calm down.
He did. Well, for one of the challenges, we had to catch punts, right?
That was tough.
And
that is hard.
and so he was like, let's see your form, Zane. So I showed him my form. He's like, great, Marlo, Jake, and so they were just sort of joking around in the first, like obviously not being serious. And Zuch just started shaking his head. We're here to win.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually return punts. Like, that's a horrible form. Like, this is, I get, like, I want to catch it. We want to catch it. That'd be cool if we won. But dude, like, let's calm down. This is the buddy games. We're having fun.
So we did pretty good in the buddy games. However, when it finally got to the intellectual stuff,
you have to use your brain?
we fell off hard.
Well, yeah, you had to, it was
There was a race for the first event, which we won easily.
yeah,
Because we're alphas. Yeah.
and then the punt, and then
Which we got second place in the punt catching.
and then you had to move all those blocks to make the picture that was on the screen. We couldn't do that.
No, we didn't even get like two in a row,
But
right?
It was already early that morning. We had to get there at 7 a.m.
Yep.
just to be there. And
By
it
the
was
way,
a
this
Sunday
is
morning.
this is about a year ago from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is week 1 of the NFL season.
Yep, that
How
was
fast
crazy.
time flies. Anyways,
Yeah, yep. And
there were events that happened after this that I would like to highlight quick.
Right. But I remember that morning, too, we were also drinking because it's early. We're like, okay, and they gave us free beers because we were there. We got a wristband. So, yeah, the intellectual part was just
Shot.
gone.
But then you guys went to the club level. You took that photo where there's like 20 empty Coors Lights.
Yes. That was absolutely crazy. Hopefully we can do it again in the future, but nothing signifies being a Vikings fan more than that video where, you're watching the game and there's 20 empties because that's the only way you can watch the game. Watching that game last year against Tampa Bay was brutal. I'm still upset thinking about it.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield. I think we were what reinvigorated his career. He played that game and he's like, you know what? Maybe I still got this.
And guess what? He did.
And then Zuch came back to the 10K house that night. His knees were bloody, and he said he got jumped.
It's fucking jumped.
Yeah, that was.
Fell over a cooler.
And then, there was an argument in the parking lot between you
Me and
Zuch,
him, yeah.
And then, Zuch fell over
There was
the
an
cooler.
altercation of him and a guy in a Justin Jefferson.
For no reason, just runs across the street, starts slapping him. He's slapping him. He's like, "You're a bitch, boy." Like, he just kept saying that. I'm trying to push him off, and he would move around me, and then go back and keep slapping him. And then some lady got out of her car and was filming it, thinking it was like a big altercation. Like,
I still don't
holy shit,
understand.
dude.
It sounds so chaotic. I wish we had that all on video. I would love to see that.
It was just
man.
it was just
Someone
one day.
has it.
It was just one day.
And then we're going to Cowboy Jack's, and he's on the phone with his girlfriend and saying, "I got fucking jumped."
It's funny. We saw Tatum, his girlfriend, for the Christmas party 2 months after that, and the first thing she said when she saw me, he's like, "Dude, I was just jumped," and I just lost it.
yeah, it's incredible. All right, well, we'll take a quick commercial break here, and then we'll get into our interview with Wyatt's World.
Are you a fan of 10,000 Takes and want to represent us even better through alcohol consumption? Well, then go to captainspatch.com.
21 plus.
21 plus, of course. There is a disclaimer on the website that says 21 plus, so you got to be 21 plus, okay? It's not an alleged 21 plus. You got to be 21 plus, all right? Go to the Find the Captain's Patch button on captainspatch.com. Find the Captain's Patch beer at any of your local liquor stores around. I think it's even on tap at some bars, so maybe you can ask your local bar if Captain's Patch is on tap. And if it's not at your liquor store, please ask a manager or a worker to order Captain's Patch because it's an awesome beer. It's a raspberry lemon ale or raspberry lemon shandy.
Yep,
I should say,
shandy.
not an ale. I know there's some beer people out there that will be upset with that, but raspberry lemon shandy. Go to captainspatch.com to find it near you. It's good, it's delicious, and I think you can enjoy it past summer into the fall months to enjoy football. Bring it out tailgating or drink it on your couch while you watch the Vikings hopefully win, but maybe lose. Get after it. We were golfing, and we were just talking about Twitter, and you were brought up in a positive way, I will say.
good.
And he just kept referring to you as WyattzWorld. And genuine, that's just what he thought your name was, at WyattzWorld. And I'm like, excuse me, WyattzWorld or WyattzWorld? He's like, WyattzWorld, whatever. And then since that day, it's just been calling you WyattzWorld, and then randomly just replying to your tweet saying WyattzWorld.
It's like a third of Jake's tweets.
I'm glad I know
in the last few
origin
months, yes.
now.
Why'd you start even replying WyattzWorld under his tweets? What led to that?
I have no idea. And the thing is, I was completely sober too when I've done it. It's always been like a middle of a weekday if I've gone on Twitter. WyattzWorld.
This is a text I got from Wyatt World on Thursday, February 29th, 11 a.m.
Oh no.
I would like to launch a formal investigation against one of your employees, journalist Jake. I will randomly see him tweeting Wyatt World at people during late hours of the night. Logic would tell me intoxication is heavily influencing these posts. However, my team has decided to take extra precautions and make sure he is in fact not a serial murderer.
Yeah.
We actually don't even know if he is or not at this point.
That's a serial murderer.
I
hasn't been
remember
caught.
that because I looked at Twitter and you replied to it with a tweet that had I was not involved in the tweet, and the tweet had
Oh, really?
nothing to do with me.
Did I just like tag you and say at WyattzWorld?
No, you didn't tag me or anything.
He just said
It was a
WyattzWorld.
tweet with two people I've never met before and talking about a different team, and you just
Oh.
responded with WyattzWorld.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay.
oh.
Yeah, I was drunk for that one. I think I remember that.
Nothing will ever be worse than the Buffalo text, though.
Oh yeah, you can find the podcast we've had with WyattzWorld last time, like over a year ago, but we talked about it then, and yeah, it was just the most disturbing text.
Well, it just didn't make sense. But what's new? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Just got through another boring off season and
Yeah.
getting ready to go back to the NFL season because, well, I'm actually getting into college ball now too, thanks to the new game. Because
Yeah.
I was into college ball, and then I think content kind of made me strive towards just NFL. And then I kind of just never watched college again, and then I started playing the game, so now I'm locked into my Tulane Green Waves, and apparently I say that wrong too. Tulane, I think it's Tulane.
That's not the team.
Tulane.
I think we say it two Minnesotans.
Tulane. Is it like
Tulane.
Tulane?
It's probably
That's
Tulane.
what I'm wondering, because everyone's like, when I talk in my videos, they always put the number 2 and then dash Lane, because obviously I'm putting too much emphasis on Tulane.
That's
Who
how
cares?
I do say it that way as well.
I
yeah.
do too. Tulane.
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 That's how it's spelled.
The Green Wave too. Are you like watching them in real life now? Too, and
Tulane.
everything?
Tulane would be T-A-L-I-N-E.
They have
Tulane.
the best logo. It's the little pissed off wave.
Yeah,
The Green
yeah.
Wave.
That's the
Nothing
team
got
Renz is obsessed with, right? Are
I
they-
think so.
Are they out of Oklahoma?
No, New Orleans.
Oh.
Who? Tulane?
Tulane.
Tulane.
They play at the Superdome, don't they?
Oh,
No,
so-
they have their own. It's
Really?
a university. They play. It's. I think Tulane's a town.
Right. Well, I thought they. Well, I know they're their own university, Wyatt.
WyattzWorld.
WyattzWorld. But I thought
They are in Louisiana, right?
Yes.
Tulane University.
I thought they
yeah.
played at the Superdome, but maybe
I think they're a lot more south than New Orleans. I think I was looking to fly there once, and I was
really?
like, yeah, because the tickets are dirt cheap, and
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, that's so far.
Yeah.
That'd be a good vlog video.
You
Good
see some
content.
shit out in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana.
The Tulane was founded in 1834. That's crazy.
Most universities were.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Well, are you going to what are your plans for this NFL season? You gonna go to any games? Obviously, we've seen you in Buffalo before, but what's on the docket?
You know, there's the late season push that I would consider with maybe some bad teams where the tickets are a lot more affordable and, you know, everything like that. But right now, especially when football is hot and you don't know what's going to go on and you want to see a little bit of everybody, I'm a firm believer that TV is actually the way to go. I'm not I can go to an in-person game, but I don't enjoy it like I do on TV. You don't know what's going on. You have to squint to see who's on the field. So I don't really have plans to go just because I'm a TV guy.
Yeah, well, the way football operates, it's definitely way easier to watch on the TV. You can chill more. You actually understand what's going on. There's a lot of stuff in game where it's like, well, what's going on, and the commentators break it down for you, right? That's watching it live can sometimes be a little crazy.
No, and I absolutely want to visit every stadium someday in my life, but I would be more right now inclined to go to a town on game day and watch downtown.
Yeah.
Than actually go to the game. I think you get more atmosphere.
Just go to the tailgate.
Yeah.
Tailgate's
Tailgates.
like half the experience.
So
anyways.
that was more.
And there are people that watch it in the parking lot after too.
Yeah.
We saw Mandalorian in Buffalo, so I mean,
Right,
you never
yeah.
know what you're gonna. We saw the
Yeah.
guy get squirted with ketchup and mustard.
Yep. What's his name? Something. Fuck. What is that guy's name? He owns that like parking lot. Or
The
that's-
Hammer Lot is what
Yeah,
it was.
yeah. The Hammer Lot. It's not like Tequila Joe, but it's something like that. It's like Cadillac. Or
Well, Poncho Bill was a guy, but I don't think it was him because he unfortunately passed.
who's the guy who It's the same guy every week, right?
It is. I just don't know. I don't.
The guy that does the ketchup thing
Yeah.
or mustard thing.
It's a tradition, yes. But
Right.
I just don't. I think it's the same guy who squirts, and I think it's a different fan.
What
Okay.
did you just say, man?
Does he have OnlyFans we don't know about?
I think.
You're talking about Sketcher.
Yeah, no. No.
Oh, still too early on the sketch
Just
jokes.
Squirting with the ketchup and mustard, though. That's what we're talking
I
about. Spraying. I don't
Sorry.
think that's better.
I got Googled like who is the guy who, and then it says gets hit with a chair. That's the first option. Is there a guy who gets hit with a chair? Squirted on by ketchup. And
No, jeez. Now it
No,
just
see, when
sounds
ketchup
weird.
and mustard are involved, I feel like squirt is the proper term.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just
no one's in the wrong here.
Yes.
we're just fucked up in the head and think
We're just
about it.
immature.
We're very immature.
Guy gets doused in ketchup and mustard. in
Bill's
one.
games, but he's got a name.
He does, but
Poncho Bill.
no.
Bill's Mafia would
Mustard.
not be very happy with you.
Mustard
Wyatt
man. The
World.
mustard tiger.
I have been to one Bills game in my life. I not knowing the word.
Okay, Pinto Ron.
Yes.
Pinto.
I knew it
Does
was
sound
like
familiar though.
yes. Yeah. So, what else? Back to what you said though. I agree. TV's better because then you can see what's happening in the other games too.
Yeah.
Like I hate getting out of the stadium and sitting there in a line of walking people, and people are like, "Oh my God, did you see this game-winning touchdown that blah 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 had?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't because I only watched one game today."
And also, I don't want 50% of my battery to drain just trying to watch one highlight
Exactly.
in a horrible service stadium.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Well, and also, it's just nice to just be able to turn off the TV when the game's over. We were at the Monday Night Football Chicago Bear Minnesota Viking game last year. The Bears won 9-6. There was not a single touchdown scored, and the wait in the parking garage to leave was like 2.5 hours, and it was the most depressing time of my life.
and you're sitting there after watching that shit show.
Game-losing field goal 2 happened probably, 20 feet away from us?
Right, yes.
We were sitting right behind those uprights. Fucking Bears, man.
I think it was like the first game in like 40 years where like neither team scored a touchdown for someone to win. It was some really weird thing that happened there. Yeah.
That was
disgusting.
why we didn't get any primetime games this year.
Yeah.
Because all of them last year were so bad.
Just as Kirk Cousins leaves, we don't get any primetime games.
Well,
Then we would have went undefeated.
Jake followed the Falcons on the 10K Twitter. I don't know who else
Sure.
would do it.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't follow anyone from the 10K account. I just don't want to. And I wouldn't want to follow the Falcons because it hurts too much. Like I almost unfollowed Kirk Cousins on Instagram because it just hurts.
I just think it's funny how we were asked because we were stuck with him, and now we're asked because we don't have him.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a.
It's the circle of ass.
It's AKA the Kirk Cousins zone,
You guys
right?
are
Like,
screwed because you guys are never going to get anybody better than Kirk Cousins. Kirk leaves. You guys don't have Cousins anymore, so who gets the ball? It's like, well, what do you want? Like,
It's
Well,
yeah.
Did you hear like all the shit that came out with Mike Zimmer?
Oh my God.
Like,
he cooked and then he also cooked himself. too.
Yeah.
He's never going to be a head coach again.
No.
Which I don't know if he aspires to be, but that will.
No, he just wants to sit on the ranch and stare at
well, he's a
pictures
DC
of.
for Dallas.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I don't know if
well,
he'll-
and Dallas is becoming a new Vikings retirement home. He's just bringing home all these old Vikings players to play on his defense.
Well, and Delvin Cook's there. I know
And
that's
Dalvin Cook,
not
yes.
a
Dalvin
defensive
Cook
player,
and
but-
Zeke is the most outrageous 1-2 running back set.
In 2024, yes.
If it was 2018, it'd be the greatest.
Oh,
thing
it'd be
we've
the
ever
best.
seen.
They wouldn't even be able to afford it in 2018. But who do you think is who would you say the dark horse of the NFL is this year? Who are people going to be shocked by?
The Titans.
Really?
Yep. And you're not going to like to hear that either.
No, I'm not.
No, the Titans.
Neither is Seth Defoe.
I think there's a lot of teams that have potential to shock people, like Arizona. That'd be a very big dark horse. And I don't mean playoff, but 500 record or something like that. I think that they could perform well. But I look at the Titans, and I don't see them as a I see them as a dark horse in other people's eyes. But to me, like I think they're gonna 9-8 at like maybe that might be the best they do, but still, people are expecting them to be a bottom 5 team in the league, and that's not going to be the case at all.
What about the Minnesota Vikings? Do you see them being a bottom 5 team in the league?
No, I don't, because I was just talking about them today. And the Titans, bottom 5, I don't think people see them as that, but they see them bottom 10, and I don't see them in that. So I'm going to correct myself on that. But the Vikings, no. I just talked about them today in a video. I actually did a positive thing about every team, which I'm sure has a bunch of hate for some reason. I don't look at comments much, but
Yeah.
The Vikings, they have a chance. They have everything they need. It's just literally the quarterback. You know? If they have a good quarterback, they have a chance. They have a chance to do anything. They have a chance to beat anybody. But if Darnold goes out there and plays like Carolina or New York Sam Darnold, and we cut Hall for whatever reason to sign Rippon, it was just silly. It's like we're going to be screwed then. But
Yeah.
there is a chance. So I mean, I don't think they're bottom 5, but I would say bubble bottom 10.
Yeah, the roster around Sam is too good, right? Like even if they had someone worse than Sam, I still think that they're not bottom 5. They just have such a good roster around Sam Darnold, where they should actually win some games. And this is a big year for KOC, especially because a lot of people are saying if they don't make the playoffs this year, he's on the hot seat, which I find personally crazy.
I don't think
That
he
is
should be.
That's wild.
It's not his
I
fault.
don't think he would even be close to it right now. I don't think we have expectations to put him on the hot seat.
I think Kwesi could be.
Yeah, because 12 of the guys he's drafted, 2 of them are starting. Did you guys see that
Well,
stat?
not getting Kyle Hamilton and then getting Scene and then trading our pick to the Lions and that whole, if you just look at it all, the big picture, it's awful. But if you look outside of that draft, he has, I mean, we want to think going into this season, I think he has put us in a relatively great position, all things considered.
Yeah.
he's done fine.
I think looking
It's
to
just-
2025 and beyond, the team looks like they're going to be in really good shape. However, this year specifically is not looking too great.
No, but also he had no idea that our future was going to tear his what was it, meniscus that went out?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, he also can't download the Uber app on Jordan Addison's phone. Yeah, it's up to Jordan to do. Fucking A. No, that's what I would say. I'd be like,
the NFL offers free rides to all players in all 50 states. It doesn't matter what state you're in, you can get a free ride home. How do you not take advantage of that? Instead, you're passed out in some California road.
probably wasn't the only person passed out in the road, though.
No. Well, just with all this, like, so much tragedies have happened this offseason, just with Kyrie Jackson, Johnny Gaudreau and his brother, related to drunk driving. There's no excuse to ever be driving drunk, especially as a pro athlete where you have all these free services to drive for you.
And just millions of dollars where a $30 Uber is
I was going to say,
That is true.
Even if for whatever reason the chauffeur that the league offers isn't there, like, why can't you just...
That's like a cent compared to our income.
Yeah.
So it's like, just Uber.
Georgia football players should also download Uber as well. They seem to somehow... Them and Jordan Addison, it's like, it's an annual thing where they just get caught doing something stupid behind the wheel. But, so you said that you might go to some of those, like, shittier games later in the year. What's, like, the furthest you travel? Would that be anywhere in the country you'd go?
Well, I don't ever want to go to Vegas. I really don't.
Really?
That's one town I don't want to go to, and I'm pretty firm on that. I just think it's going to be a disaster. I just have no... And I actually made a silly bet that because last year I made a bet that if the Broncos missed the playoffs, because I was too confident in them, I would have to go take a picture with a clown wig on in front of the stadium, which I did.
Oh, yeah.
So that year this year people wanted me to do it again with the team, and I was like, all right, sure. So foolishly picked the Falcons. And Atlanta mortifies me. So someone could really take that the wrong way. A guy in a clown wig taking a picture in front of their stadium. I could get mauled.
Yeah, you could get shot for sure.
So, I mean, those two, though, Atlanta, which I might go to, and Vegas, those are about the only two places I don't really...
Yeah.
I mean, though that I wouldn't go to, but otherwise I'm open to majority places.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we may or may not allegedly go to Nashville.
Yeah.
I think, we're going to go to Nashville, which is... going to be twice as big of a disaster. If you thought Jake getting tased in Buffalo was bad, wait till this guy's in Nashville.
In Nashville. I haven't taken on Nashville yet. It's crazy shit that happens in every city I go to.
Very fun city to go to.
It is.
I'm excited because I
got a cowboy hat, Jake?
No, but I will buy one. I do kind of have one.
You should get like a Vikings cowboy hat.
I should get a Vikings.
That would actually rock.
Or just wear the Vikings helmet. I don't know if that would get through TSA, but.
You could just pack in the suitcase, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Jake, you're going to leave Nashville the biggest country music fan ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
He's going to see them Broadway girls, and he's not going to leave them alone.
I'm going to come back just listening to Luke Bryan left and right.
Yeah.
Jake, you should throw a chair. You should throw a chair at a police officer on a balcony. That's never been done in Nashville before.
Yeah, hasn't Morgan Wallen probably done something like that?
He's done exactly that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like someone's done that.
Off the roof of a bar.
Yeah. I'm going to do that too.
Except I'll actually hit the cop. No, I'm kidding.
Except I will be unliked. Morgan Wallen's too liked to get hate for that.
Yeah.
So I will go to jail, and just that'll be it for my career.
I swear Morgan Wallen can do anything, and his people will not care.
No, he's uncancelable.
He's just like Tom Brady.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So you're getting more into college football. Like, do you have any favorite college teams? Like, are you a Gopher fan or?
I do like the Gophers. I just can't say that even though I've lived in Minnesota, I can't say that I've watched them my whole life because I just haven't really paid attention to them. And I also have a brother who has watched them, but it seemed like every other year they were either terrible, great. So never really got invested into them, but I did just like to watch. I like to watch more of players back when I used to watch before I made content. Like I remember being obsessed with Jalen Hurts, so I watched him go, from being benched at Bama to Oklahoma. And I remember watching... I was talking about this, a silly obsession I had with a Clemson quarterback, Kelly Bryant. I remember I used to watch them, and then I watched them because of, unfortunately, Watson. That's why I was watching them, because I was a big Watson fan, but I was a big T-Law fan too. But as far as teams I support now, it's just the Green Wave, because that's what I picked on the Dynasty mode in the college game. And I have been paying attention to ECU as well, just because I think their logo rocks. So I'm like, I'm going to watch the Pirates. But no, I kind of just watch whatever's on the main channel. Whatever. I watch USC and LSU play. I watch Florida State absolutely get destroyed by Boston College.
Yeah, and then the guy has to eat dog shit.
Yeah, he ain't going to do it
Not
either.
gonna happen.
320 something, his name was.
Yeah.
He's not, which is shockingly my hometown area code, so hopefully he's not from where I live.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely a wild Florida man based on his picture.
What are your overall thoughts on the game, college football as a whole?
I like it. I do. I will say it's not perfect. It's far from it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of broken things in it that really bother me. I think they're trying on it, but what I like is the pace of it and how fun it is because yeah, a lot of shit will happen to you in that game. I can say that on this podcast.
Yes, you
right?
can.
No,
you can't.
no.
A lot of
Canceled.
a lot of shit will happen to you in that game, but you can do just as much back to the player or computer on the next play.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just so back and forth. That's what makes it fun. You never feel like the game is over. In Madden, if I'm down by 2 scores, I want to stop.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's
and-
kind of like real life. College football can feel like that sometimes.
Yeah.
like, especially when you see like the pick that Shadeur threw off the calf, that made me a lot less angry about some of the
Yes.
stuff that happens in that game. Like, all right, well, okay.
Well, it happens in real life too.
Maybe it's
okay.
real. So some rules have really gotten me though. Like I forgot. Well, I knew about it, but I forgot about the 1 foot that only needed to be.
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know that the clock, if it's in the 2 minute, like it doesn't run unless the quarterback's ready to snap
Yeah.
the ball. Or
Yeah,
something.
so if you like run a hurry up and you get a first down in the final 2 minutes, the clock stops
Yeah.
until they get set.
And I was calling
Yep.
timeouts. And my people were
No,
like, dude,
I don't
stop.
need to do that.
I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah, you're
didn't
probably getting
know.
comments.
Yeah, and I'm like, I
You
didn't
can
know.
call a timeout.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Leave me alone.
They also just implemented basically the 2-minute warning in college football, but they call it the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really
I was gonna say, when did they implement that?
Literally this year.
I was gonna say because we were at games for like the last few years. They never had a real 2-minute warning before.
Yeah.
No.
So when I started playing college football, I'm like, this is what did they fuck up? Like, did someone in Madden like implement the same clock logic into college football, and then someone confirmed like, no, they're implementing the 2-minute warning this year for the first time ever? Because I don't remember that in college football ever. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's interesting. Do you deal with Stadium Pulse pretty well, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. Okay, when I play majority of teams, I do. But if you go to like Missouri or Oklahoma, or I went to Georgia once, that was absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't audible or anything. That's terrible. But you know, the smaller schools that have the maxed out pulse, though, you can. I mean, I've been able to function.
Yeah. See, I normally choose Minnesota for Dynasty, and going to Michigan
Yeah.
is the worst place to play for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they finally implemented something like that in the game where you actually feel like you're a road team. It's cool.
I think it's going to be. I hope that college football will be a yearly thing, and then they'll bring back like I think game day used to be in it. And
yeah,
the
back
mascot
in the day.
mode, and they can easily make the game better.
Yeah.
So that's
We've been hearing that about Madden for years, though, and they just don't do it.
Yeah, I'm hoping college football
Same
really
company,
brings some
too.
stuff back. There's so much tradition. Do you think that you could kick the same field goal the Gophers missed to win the game in Stadium Pulse in the game against North Carolina?
I don't in the game.
In the game, was it a 40-yard field goal?
47.
47-yard field goal.
Where were they on the left or right?
Right.
Was it at right hash?
Right
No,
hash.
Right
I don't,
hash.
actually
Was
no,
it?
I couldn't because if I'm a line far and I'm back and I'm like not close to even a dead center shot at it, it's no. Especially if there's any wind, it's
Okay, so that last game against North Carolina, the Gophers kicker, he missed 2 field goals. One was that,
Kasich.
yeah, one
He's
was
a
that
good
40.
guy.
It's a bit guess.
He's a great guy. He was on the show a few months ago, and I have a question for you, and I was wondering if you think we're to blame for his missed kicks, because when he was on the show, we asked him about the Blair Walsh missed kick, and we said, "There's no way you'd ever miss a 27-yard field goal, would you?" He said no. The last game, he did miss a 27-yard field goal.
Was it 27 or 30?
It was 27 on
Was
TV.
it really?
Yeah,
and it was the same side.
same exact
In
side
the
as Blair
same
Walsh.
state.
And
Stadium.
but it doinked off. That
It did.
right.
That's
it doinked
right.
off.
But you know what?
Did we get in his head? Is my question. Do you think that we?
I
Okay.
don't think you guys were anywhere near his thought process. At the time.
Okay. Good.
That's
Damn kids.
that whole thing wasn't his fault. It's fucking PJ's fault for being what was it 3rd and 9?
That was that
in
drive.
the goal line, and he runs a dinky little run play. I hate that.
We were at the 12. It was 3rd and 9. We could have got a first down at the 3.
Pass
the
the
ball
ball.
because it's going to be a chip shot.
What do you have to lose?
So that's.
I feel like we never even should have had
No.
to kick that field
Yeah.
goal.
No, it shouldn't have came down to field
I
goal.
just
So we
saw
should've won by 2 scores.
a few people tweeted. I saw a few Instagram comments of like, "You guys are it's your fault why he missed all those kicks." So.
You know what? If we have that much influence on an athlete, that's a compliment.
That kind of rocks.
Yeah, that's pretty cool
Or
actually.
you just ruined a guy's life.
Yeah, it's possible.
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
It is weird though, like 'cause we like him a lot. He's been on our show, but then you have to like make memes about it and stuff. I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah, you can't kind of rip on him because you know he's a good dude.
He's a great dude.
And we're not like unbiased media. We're a completely biased media.
Completely, because we
That's-
run this shit.
Absolutely.
But yeah, to anybody who's mad
Also,
at Drayden
Jake
Kesich,
thought he made it.
yeah. So I posted that video yesterday. I forgot to record it, not because like I was hammered. I
No,
just
you were
forgot.
definitely hammered.
I was probably, I had a few drinks. I just forgot. I was so depressed I didn't even think about posting this video. But I legitimately thought he made it, and it wasn't fully because of the. It wasn't fully because of the fireworks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You look hammered.
Yeah, I'm definitely hammered, but from our angle, it looked like he made it, and we heard cheering,
I
right?
know.
It was the
Well-
cheering that got me.
Well, when I was at the Buffalo game, I thought that Jefferson, that was a pick.
I thought that was
me
a pick
too.
too.
So I was depressed at that point. Yeah.
For whatever, I knew it was way right. It looked
I hear
way
cheering.
right.
I'm cheering. The look of disgust.
You could just say you were doing a Paul Allen scream, like a no.
No!
He's
Dude, I would-
Have you posted that on your TikTok?
It's
I don't think we posted
at least
that
on
TikTok.
Instagram.
Maybe we'll post it
Yeah, I
this
think
week
you
on the TikTok.
definitely should. That's a blown opportunity. Not
I
to
think
do
it was people were cheering. I'm like, there's no way that was the North Carolina fans cheering. I think some people or drunk students thought it went in, and they had the perfect angle because they're straight on.
Were
I
you
don't
watching through your phone? Is that why you thought they made
know.
it?
No. I was watching directly. I remember.
I mean,
seeing
we
it.
don't have the greatest.
We
angle.
don't, yeah.
I from the sound of it, it sounded like Dragon. Like you could hear the pop on the kick. Like that's a good kick. Like you can hear it, and it looked like it. And if you look on TV though, it was going at it. And it just veered right. It
waggled
didn't miss
right
it
at the
by
end.
very much. So
Yeah.
from our angle, it looked like it almost went in. And then, yeah, and the cheering, then the fireworks didn't help. Yeah,
The fireworks, yeah, that was bad.
that was premature ejaculation of fireworks.
Who hit the button?
I don't know. Someone at our angle or our intoxication level, I guess.
It was someone in the press box directly behind us. But then again, I saw that kick and it looked right.
Yeah.
At least from my view.
Yeah, I don't
which
know.
was your view too. But you were also filming it. So
I was delusional, I think,
through your phone
honestly.
screen, I don't know, but
I was being delusional. It's pathetic.
so how are the Bills going to be this year?
I have the confidence they can win the division. I don't think they're going to be a 12-win team, 11 even. I mean, if they win it, it's going to be a really close race and hopefully just a division, like a couple 10-7 teams. That's what I have them at is 10-7, but maybe 11-6 just to really let myself believe that they can win the division out. But I don't think they'll be tremendous. And it's not because Diggs is gone. It's more of our defense. Losing several key pieces, and then Milano again out immediately.
Yeah,
for
I saw that.
8 weeks, whatever it is. So it's like we can't catch a break, but I always say as long as we have Josh on offense and McDermott running the defense, we have a chance. So
They're kind of turning into like a elevated Vikings team that we saw with Kirk Cousins, like better than the Vikings teams we saw with Kirk Cousins, but they can't just do anything in the playoffs. Like they have the quarterback.
Win, they just can't beat the Chiefs.
No.
Yeah, you run into Mahomes and no one
Yeah,
can.
it's just like we can't.
You have to be in the same
I think
conference
The
as
Bengals
Mahomes.
waxed us one year too.
Yeah. But I'm saying if Mahomes never existed, if he was never born, the Bills probably would have won a few by now.
Yes.
Yeah, which is crazy to
Potentially
think
two.
about. Yeah.
Potentially two. That 1 year, I think we would. The 13-second year.
13
we would've
seconds,
won the Super
crazy.
Bowl that year, but it is what it is.
That game was insane.
They had a pretty sweet Riverboat parade though a few days ago.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even see that.
You didn't see
To
that?
open the season, I saw
They were
that.
celebrating opening of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like
Why can't we just have that here to give us
I
something?
just love how
of what
they
a
give
parade looks
school
like?
off for like playoff games.
That's sick, yeah.
that's truly a football talent.
I got a question for you, Wyatt. I drafted Keon Coleman. Should I be pumped for that or no?
I will say this: if I wasn't a Bills fan, I would probably not like the guy one bit. just because
Actually?
I think he acts like a 14-year-old high school boy. I don't find him funny one bit. I think it's a lot like, and I know I sound like just such a boomer right now, but we lose Diggs, and we really need a guy to come in and fill the role, and we draft a guy who is at the interviews talking about chocolate chip cookies and running around doing routes to ghosts on the field and just making these corny fucking jokes all the time, and it's just like, this is not what I want to hear right now. Do I think he's going to be talented, though? I do. It looks like the guy's got a set of hands on him, and I also have him in my fantasy league as well. So I have hopes. I don't think he's as funny as and it's kind of exactly how I feel about Mike McDaniel too. I don't find him funny one bit. It's just
You kind of want the person running your football team to be a little bit more serious, kind of.
I want them to. Yes, like you don't see Jefferson doing that. You don't see Jamar doing that. You don't see any of those guys doing that. And it's like, okay, it's humorous to a degree, but it's not what I wanted to see.
Here's the boat parade.
Oh no.
Buffalo had a river right there. It's fucking sweet.
What is
like
it?
a
The
looks
Buffalo
so
River?
lit, dude.
I like the Labatt's silos.
Yeah, you can see the Sabres Stadium in
Yeah.
the background.
Sweet.
Is it like, are the players involved in the parade, or is it
No
just
idea.
like fans?
I think it's just fans.
It's just fans.
Just going through the river. Another.
I didn't even know they had like a river like that. There.
Yeah, that's sick.
remember seeing
more teams should do like opening of the season stuff like
ceremonies.
that.
Yeah, like an opening ceremony.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
You could do it in downtown Minneapolis.
That'd be good for hockey season. They open up the hockey season that way.
Yeah,
that's actually a good idea. Like they have an opening ceremony for the Olympics. They should just do it for the entire like NFL.
you don't need to win
leagues.
to have a parade.
No, that's
And you can have a parade whenever you want.
we should push forward to Minnesota because we're never gonna have.
It's
a
the
parade.
only way we'll get a parade. Yeah.
We'll treat it like a victory parade.
Yeah. Hey, the Lynx are looking good again.
No.
True.
Have they had a parade?
Yeah, they've had a few. Yeah.
They have.
Several.
Have rings, so.
We should throw another parade for Sonny Lee.
Oh yeah.
Another gold medal.
Yeah.
Just go right down West 7th so I can go. I find an excuse to go to Tom Reed's.
Yeah, of course. Whenever Minnesota has a chance to do a parade, we should do a parade. I'm all aboard on that.
Yeah. Why not? Do you guys know Tom Reed's is an official Vikings watch bar?
What?
I just like the whole purposeless parade thing we created.
Yeah, dude, why not?
Let's just fucking do it, man.
I mean,
I want a parade, man.
We have parades on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
A fucking parade on Thanksgiving. That should be the last holiday of a parade on.
Why not just have a
I know
random
Ken
parade?
does a Halloween one. I think that's pretty
Really?
cool. That's
Parade?
what I've heard. Yeah, I think they do one.
Sounds like just excuses to just get obliterated.
Oh, absolutely.
And-
Who's arguing that?
I know, no one.
Nobody, So
Get tased too? Why
Yeah.
not? Do everything, honestly. So, do you have any new? Hey, it could happen this year.
It sounds like you have a tase fetish at this point.
Yeah, you know.
You need to get tased. We'll get you.
Yeah, we gotta get you tased again. Is what it sounds like.
Get you tased in Nashville.
It's like Spider-Man when he got bit by the Black Widow. He became Spider-Man. I got tased, and now I became Taser Man. Or
In
something.
the Vikings, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I kid you not. In the flight home, I was watching it over and over, and I was geeking. And the guy next to me is like, "Hey, is that the guy getting tased?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I've had like 20 buddies send me that." I'm like, that rocks.
Yeah, I know him. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do you have any new bits you're planning on doing this year, or just?
not. I mean, I have my same videos that are on schedule and therapy and stuff. I don't have anything necessarily right now that I'm like, oh, this is going to be some new thing that I'm going to implement as like a weekly series or anything. I do think that I plan to do different things in the videos though, like my predictions. I'm probably going to force myself to pick an upset every week and stuff
Just
like
to get
that.
people talking.
Yeah, I mean, just to
It keeps things interesting
yeah,
too.
it keeps it interesting. I do have a pick'em league that I started with my fans that has over 1,200 people in it now.
Damn.
That
Holy
one
shit.
I'm not gonna. I mean, that one I'm gonna try to win. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the picks I'm gonna take serious, but like I said, I'll probably have like a hot take or upset of the week or something just to like he said, just spice it up, keep it fresh. So.
Yeah.
You should put out a hot take or upset that makes absolutely no sense, like a team that you actually deep down don't think is going to upset, but it's just going to, or that's going to be an upset, but it's just going to drive the internet nuts.
I used to do it a lot more, but I used to call them traffic stops when you would, in a take video, just say something obnoxious just to get it going.
Yep.
Like say Mahomes is nowhere near Brady's ceiling.
Yeah, and I mean, I would try and I think things like that are just not even believable. Like they're just
I suppose
they're just obvious. Like like I know you're like I'll say like like I said, now I think just with how the internet is, everyone's a little bit more gun shy now, just because people are fucking crazy.
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't want to piss the wrong person off, but like you could say things like right now, I think a good one for me would be like calling Justin Herbert not top 10 or something like that. That is just so obnoxiously probably not true to
But
so
slightly
many people.
believable,
But
though.
slightly believable.
There's-
Like you could
So
say
you
Sam
spend-
Darnold is top 8.
See,
He
that's,
is-
no,
he-
that's no.
You don't think
you
that's
could-
unbelievable?
you could say-
To me, I'd hear that and go, no.
Yeah.
He has the
See, I would do
he has
that.
the potential. I think I actually saw someone say this. His ceiling has the potential to be a top 10 NFL quarterback.
See,
I think that's like a good one.
That would be a one, yes.
Yeah,
For Darnold?
Because even if he sucks, you can still be like, well, technically the potential's
That
there.
was just his ceiling.
But you take this one drive, and like if he does that every time, he's the top 10 quarterback.
No, it's
Like people can't argue that.
Yeah.
exactly. It's got to be stuff that's just believable. But,
Yeah,
Barely.
but
I agree.
mostly
but by majority of people,
Egregious.
is like you are knowing that they're not going to agree with it.
Yeah.
So but like I said, now with how the internet is, it's just it's a little bit scary,
Right.
to even say anything. So
Right. Yeah.
Call someone not your favorite player, and you're going to get a death threat. And it's like,
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
All right.
These days, having to take about an NFL team that isn't your own will result in death threats, which is absolutely crazy. I will say though, Wyatt, like looking at at least your Twitter, you seem to have a really good fan base actually, who are pretty like. It seems like a little community who's like they're all in on the jokes and they're all having a good time. So that is awesome that you've cultivated that audience.
It is, and I do appreciate them so much. And on my TikToks and YouTube too, even where I have more following, I see that same crowd come in, and I can tell reading comments who is in on something or who is kind of just giving me banter, and I can tell who's taking it really seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, brother. But it's funny because I was just talking about this with my friend. Even though NFL Twitter, can be abysmal, and you guys know Twins Twitter, baseball Twitter.
Yes. Baseball.
Don't even touch that.
It can be horrible. I'm not kidding you. By far, the worst social media is WWE.
Really?
It's not even close. It's not even close. It's the most opinionated group of people, and if you disagree, it's not, oh, I don't agree with you. It's you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. Why do you have a platform? Who the fuck watches you?
And you're talking just general wrestling takes?
Yeah.
This is not a specific wrestler or pay-per-view. This is just anything you throw out there?
Yeah, I could just be watching a pay-per-view and I could tweet something about a match. Because another thing that the WWE audience does is a lot of it, this will shock a lot of people, but the WWE audience is young. And they eat whatever they throw out immediately.
Yeah.
So, I've been watching wrestling for 20 years.
Right.
I'm a passionate, I've seen a lot of the same pay-per-views, So now when I see one match happen of SummerSlam and all the kids hop on Twitter, this is the greatest SummerSlam of all time. Instantly, I'm just and I'll be like, no, it's not. It's so average. And just a horde of them.
Well, yeah, you're taking the role of almost the old head now.
Right.
Which is crazy.
That's same with any sport. You talk about I feel like the Wild fans are the same. You talk about how good Kaprizov is, blah blah blah, and people are like, you never watched Gabrick in his heyday, or you never saw the original North Stars.
But they don't. It's not but imagine people saying it after one goal of a new guy, because it's not even the full paper. It's one match.
Yeah. That is outrageous.
My gosh, and they're so crazy, and they have some of the weirdest There'll be 40-year-old men with these diva fan accounts, acting the defending and fighting for them, they know who they are and stuff. And it's what are you doing?
I didn't know that was a community.
Dude, it's crazy.
I figured it
the
was.
Internet
I didn't know
wrestling community.
They were that bad.
They are crazy.
You would think though it's a niche community like the UFC, where if a bigger content creator starts talking about it, the community's just happy that their sport's getting talked about, right?
There's a wrestling creator right now that's just gone crazy over the last couple of years. His name is Mr. Santizap. I'm sure you guys have seen any wrestling footage. It's him. He reacts to it and stuff. Nicest guy. I've had messages with him and stuff. It makes super positive content. People will take his takes. He'll do weekly reactions. People will take his takes and throw it on Twitter and quote it, being who still fucking watches this idiot? And he's literally just giving an opinion.
Yeah.
It's what's wrong with
That's
you
crazy,
guys, man? It's so crazy.
Well, remember the first time you came on our podcast and we talked about how annoying Brittany Mahomes was? Remember the comment? No, it was before that. We were talking about Aaron Rodgers' ex-girlfriend, and we got into Packers Twitter. We were saying, someone threw out there, didn't he cheat on his girlfriend? Because he was he broke up. We were talking about how he broke up with Danica Patrick.
And then
this was
he
years
doesn't talk
ago,
to his
man.
family.
That was, I think, the first time one of our videos got hate, really bad, to the point where we were getting messages and shit. I think it was when you were on. But then it was, the Brittany Mahomes thing was a different thing. That was just Cam and I. But this one, I remember it was Rodgers, and we were like, didn't he cheat on Danica or something? And they were like, he didn't fucking cheat. People were so mad.
Yeah, defended his honor, man.
And we said he's been an asshole to his family, allegedly.
Yes,
and then people were like, oh no, that wasn't his family, that was his dad. And then you got people wannabe podcasters.
Yes, that's right.
We have a mic and we have a podcast. What are you talking about? These guys wannabe podcasters. And these people interact. It became one of our first viral clips, I think, honestly, on this podcast. And we just thank these people. Thank you for interacting and creating more engagement. This video went more viral, and we gained more followers.
700,000 views.
So all these idiots that quote tweet it by saying, "Don't watch this idiot." You quote tweeted his shit.
I wonder if I can find this.
So
you guys keep talking,
dude. I wonder.
I also have this picture of you on my phone.
Oh yeah, the Tide Pod.
I'm saving for a bad Minnesota
Tide
Sporting
Pod
event,
bit?
which will probably happen soon.
I think you probably legitimately ate that Tide Pod. I don't think
What
that
was
was
that
fake.
for? I can't remember what it was.
I don't
for.
remember.
It was
I just-
Milano. I think it was Milano.
Instantly,
the injury.
I instantly saved the photo. That's what happened.
We could
Well,
use
you're
that
well-
for many memes.
Yeah.
Upcoming could happen on Sunday.
I just searched 10K takes Aaron Rodgers. It has to show up.
Well, in the meantime,
Yeah,
we saw that
big
you had
TikTok.
an awesome skit about the Jordan Love contract. What are your overall thoughts on Jordan Love and his contract?
I think the guy's too likable to be upset about it. Like, I mean, he's a great quarterback, and Green Bay, they had to do it. It's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to risk him not doing as well to pay him less, or are you going to let him ball out and you're going to have to pay him even more?
Yeah.
Like, you want the guy. You have to lock him down. It's just like Jacksonville and Trevor. What else were they going to do? But no, it's like you look at the Packers with Rodgers, and it's just like this. We always saw it as just a cesspool over there and everything, and now they get Jordan Love, and it's like, oh,
It's just not fair.
it's like a reality TV show. I kind of like
Well,
it. Like they're nice guys.
It was weird though because we were there for Vikings Packers. Was it when Kirk got hurt, right? And the Vikings obviously destroyed him that game. We were leaving the stadium. They were chanting "Fire LaFleur." They were chanting "Get rid of Love." 9 games later, they're 9-8 or whatever, and now they have a few wins in the playoffs, and everyone's talking about them being a dark horse team. But I was just saying, halfway through the year, I was there. They did not seem happy with anything that was going on in Green Bay. So it's crazy that 9 games later, he becomes the highest paid quarterback in the history of the league.
I mean, I understand 100% where people are coming from, especially like that, because it falls right into the he hasn't played enough, proven enough. Only 9 games.
Yeah,
But
He beat
9
the
great
Cowboys.
games. Yeah.
again, it's just, to me, if you look at the playoff success that they had last year too, which was, I think, pretty unexpected. Well, it was Dallas that they
destroyed.
They destroyed.
Yeah.
But I honestly, the way Dallas played, I think almost every single team in the league could have beat them that game.
Right, but I think even
still.
if people were gonna, but they didn't just beat them; they kicked the shit out of
they
them.
killed
Right?
them.
And that's
It
the
was a
thing, I
murder.
don't think people expected that either, and it's just like I don't know. This obviously shouldn't go into money, but looking at the player he is, and he's a good dude. He's a guy you want on your team.
Yeah.
It's like I'd go the extra mile. I think I'd seen enough. I am not in a GM shoes, but I'm just saying I understand why they did it. I don't think it was an overpay. So.
And I look at it from a Vikings perspective. If you had a quarterback who's shown that much promise, do you want to let him go and potentially not have a franchise quarterback, or just going to overpay because he probably is their future, right? I mean, I can see where Green Bay's
Probably
coming from.
can't take the risk. You also let him sit behind Rodgers for what?
Forever,
for
yeah.
3 years?
2 years.
2 years? Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying in 2 years from now, a much worse quarterback is going to get paid more than
Yep.
he just got.
For
That's
sure.
just the market.
They're not gonna be feeling like they lost on it or anything like that, unless he's terrible. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the market's scarce for quarterbacks. It's wild. And think about and you said it in your skit, like what Stroud's going to make now. When he gets off his rookie deal, it's going to be insane.
If J.J. McCarthy's just a decent quarterback, he's going to also be making insane money, too. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy, these new quarterbacks coming up. I saw the NFL, they proposed doing a separate salary cap for quarterbacks. It ended up getting shut down. I don't actually mind that idea.
Yeah. Because, what is Darnold's current?
Well, he's only making
contract?
$10 million this year.
But still, 10 is a wild number
Yeah,
for
for him.
bottom in the past.
quarterback,
bottom
yeah.
tier guy.
Yeah.
It's at what point does it get out of control? I mean, what is it like in baseball? That's is it shortstops? It's kind of the same story. Like, there's not a lot of them available, and the only ones that are available, you got to pay like $100+ million contract
what is
to.
this? Bobby Witt got a contract yet or no?
For Kansas City, right?
I'm glad Mahomes is the owner there because
He can afford it.
yeah, that's going to be a lot of money if he
Yeah.
hasn't gotten paid yet.
Yeah, no shit.
That's a Super Bowl contract.
Have you been watching? You said you've been kind of dabbling. You've been watching the Twins?
Yeah, I've followed them all year.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of a disappointing little slump here not having Correa, and it sucks that we don't have the owners to trade for people to combat these inconsistencies and injuries. But I've been following them. I love the Twins as much as I ever have. So I've been offering them after sweeps to cook them goulash. They haven't accepted it yet, but I'm waiting because I will make enough goulash for 46 people.
What is goulash?
He just-
I don't.
Are you guys?
I've had goulash growing
Yeah.
up plenty of times.
It's
yeah.
been a long
Minnesota,
time.
It's like elbow macaroni.
It's like a pasta dish.
Tomato
I've probably
sauce,
had it.
And there's
hamburger,
like
onions,
ground beef,
peppers.
hamburger. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You definitely probably had
like
it.
a
You
hot-
just don't
it's
know.
A funeral hot dish is what it's
Gotcha.
called.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
And normally if someone dies, you make it because it's really easy.
Do you
So
make?
you want to make that for
And
the
it's
Twins
delicious.
because their season is pretty
Actually
much
sounds
dead.
amazing.
No,
Right.
because it's a great food and I make it once every 2 weeks.
It's a specialty. I did see today that their playoff probability calculator, or whatever, had 96% to make the
Yeah.
playoff.
Well, there-
because of the wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wild card. Like every time we lose a game, Boston also loses a game.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they want to make the playoffs.
It is ridiculous though how we have our owners are like top 5, top 10 richest owners in baseball, and the excuse after excuse, year after year after year of why we can't get more talent is getting a little sickening. At this point, it's hard to watch the Twins, especially when you know they're just 2 or 3 bullpen players away from actually like having a deep run in the playoffs. And without them, we're gonna lose in the first round again this year. I don't see any other option other than that,
dude. Because Yohan Duran is like he's been topping out lately at 99 miles per hour. They can all hit that.
Yeah.
He has no variety in his pitches. Like it's like, dude, just
a sinker, a fastball, and
that's it. And he's not topping out at where he used to be, where he could be effective on the fastball. You guys
remember that one pitcher we had a few years ago, like Rin Harper? He just threw curveballs. Just throw curveballs nonstop. I don't know what his deal was.
We've had some interesting guys roll in and out of the bullpen. Who was the guy that we just got rid of who lost 7 of his 8 games for the Twins this year? And he blew that game 2 weeks ago against
reliever, right?
Yes, 2 weeks ago against what
Field
team
Marsh?
was it? No, he had long hair.
Oh, was he the reliever?
Yeah,
Is he that?
so
not
bad.
Hildenberger.
Thunderbird?
No, Thunderbird.
No, this is a different guy still.
Oh.
I need to
Oker, right? It's
Yeah,
Oker.
Steven
Steven
Oker.
Oker. Yeah.
Like,
he came in and
when you
out
looked
quick.
at his stats of like he has lost 7 of his 8 games. I'm like, and Rocco threw him into this game.
He gets too. My dad always says he gets too cute because he just pulls pitchers. He throws 80 pitches and they'll be red hot. He's
I
like,
know.
No, come on, you're done. It's like, what are you doing?
I hate what he does with the starters.
Yeah, he overmanages for sure.
Yeah.
He sits and looks at some sort of analytical chart and is like, "Yep, this guy has to pitch
So my friend always
4.17
says
innings."
He's just way too analytical.
But
Yeah.
then some games you're like, this guy's kind of a miracle worker because he has absolute like. It's a cheaper roster. I mean, just what you guys talked about the Twins ownership, and we're still
Making it work.
We're still competitive. That's also Falvey too. Falvey's a genius. He's like the president, the general manager.
Yeah.
And he's doing all of this with like very little money. Like we have good young guys.
we have a farming system, like a top 5.
It's
farming
insane.
system. Like we have a really good farming
You make it to the
system.
second round of the playoffs, and the first thing you do is you're like, "Oh, let's cut payroll."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know,
$35 million
right?
bucks. It's like what?
It's like this town has never been more excited for baseball. What do we do?
last year
Yeah.
was so much fun.
And also re-upping with Bally Sports, dumbass idea. I can't even watch the Twins. Honestly, I can't.
Oh, they during last night's game, were you watching last night's game?
What was it, Monday last night?
Yeah,
no, I was watching
against-
Florida State.
Okay, so there was like a good 4 or 5 innings where Bally's scoreboard disappeared. They couldn't figure it out, so we were just kind of raw dogging the game.
Oh, nice.
I did know that. Yes,
Yeah.
briefly because I remember hearing them say the
Yeah.
scoreboard's not working right now.
It wasn't
It's
working
not
for
us.
like 4 innings.
Yeah.
And they were just like, I felt so bad because Provis was basically doing what he had to do in the old days of radio announcing and tell you how many outs there are,
And the
who's on
score.
base.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so now I think that might be the new thing is you put like a piece of tape on the bottom of your scoreboard or of your TV and you just raw dog the game.
Yeah.
without
Or you
watch without sound too.
or you do the old, or what people do is you take a scorebook and just keep your own score.
Yeah.
With the scorebook and write down the lineup and keep track of runs.
I don't know how
lot of
people
people
do
do-
that. I did as a kid.
Yeah.
As an adult, I'm like, that's a lot of work.
No, there are people that do that at the games, and I get there's older people that do that,
Sure.
but like that was a thing I did as a kid. I think that's equivalent to bringing a glove to the game now.
Then you go to beer league.
Sorry.
Then you go to beer league softball, and everyone's arguing over who has to keep the score.
Yeah,
It's like
or about yeah.
I hate doing that. It's
I know
It's stupid.
No, anytime
Hey, keep the
someone's
score.
like,
No, I'm almost up.
someone's like, "Who's got book?" I'm like, "Not me."
Or you'd be that other guy like I don't bat for 8 guys, but I don't do it well.
I saw some social media posts about some grown men arguing when you can keep a ball you catch and when you have to give it to children. And these people were saying if you catch a home run ball, you can keep it for yourself. But if you catch any other ball, you have to give it to children.
still
Do you
gotta
guys
give-
agree? So even if you catch like a big time home run, you have to give
Well,
it
if
to
it's
the
a
child.
big time home run, like Aaron Judge's 500th,
Yeah.
whenever that was, like last year, and that kid. gave
Fuck
it-
them kids is what you're saying if you catch that ball.
I think if it's that big of a deal, you have to.
I think if a ball is hit to you, you have the entitlement. If you're sitting in your seat and a ball is hit to you,
And you catch it.
you have the entitlement. To
Okay.
It. But I think that the adults who are fighting kids for balls are weird.
It's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
If
that's
you're an
very
adult
odd.
who brings a glove to a game,
Who do we know who did
catching it in
that?
front of a-
Was Cam?
Oh, Cam.
He used
we
to.
bullied him out of
We
it.
bullied him out
We
of it.
did because he's like, I'm still bringing it to a game, and we're like, what?
You can catch ball. Oh, that sounds. I was pulling a WyattzWorld with the squirting, but you can catch balls with your hands.
You did. You can
can,
juggle
or-
ball. Your
or your
hands
beer.
are meant
If
to
you,
press the ball.
if you catch it with your beer, that's a guaranteed trip on to Sports Center top 10.
And,
Yes.
and you're
Every
not giving
time.
that ball to a kid.
And you have a baby in your left hand, and
Yes,
that's how you do it.
Super dad.
I will
or,
say, if it was a foul ball, I would give it away.
Yeah.
yeah,
in the
If it
beer.
wa-
But would you, if you got a home run, that
No,
would
that-
make
I'm
it slightly
taking that
different.
home.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
mine.
yeah. Okay.
That's mine. As Michael Jordan would say.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck
Or,
the kids. I never caught a ball.
the Twins usher at the game like 2 months ago, or it was a month ago, who like jumped 10 feet in the air and caught it like
Sick.
behind his back. It
yeah.
was just scrawny dude
right
too.
by the
like
fence there.
one of the most
Yeah.
athletic play I've ever seen someone who's non-athletic make. Very impressive.
Someone who's seemingly non-athletic. I mean, they,
Yes,
they had some
actually
skills, man.
sneakily athletic.
Yeah, this is
probably better
He's
way
a
to
sneaky athlete 'cause he's white.
It was the opening Twins game, though. Like, there are people that are just obviously on the opposite end of athletic and get hit in the head.
Oh,
What about
yeah.
last
That
night's
person
home run? Trevor Larnach. He hit some dude right in the face. He got straight knocked out. Do you see that?
Yeah,
That's
I did.
fucked,
The
dude.
one in right field.
Like, you literally see his body go limp and he gets hit with
Dude,
the
that's
ball.
so
It's
fucked,
crazy.
dude. Was he just not paying attention?
Yeah, well, it was a line drive
Right.
straight at him.
That's
It was
also
pretty hard.
impressive,
Scary, man.
because the Rays have historically the worst attendance in like all of sports, next to like the Athletics and maybe the White Sox now. And there was like no one at that game last night. Like I was watching it on TV, and somehow, dude got knocked out, which is almost more impressive.
Their stadium is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to build, like, I don't know why they haven't built, it's a dome in Tampa Bay. I know it rains, but you're in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, it's
have that shit
nice
air
weather.
conditioned.
You remember we had
Yeah.
Logan Morrison and he said baseball should have we should have domes here and that baseball shouldn't be played outside because it was too cold for him. I hated it. I never.
Oh,
hated
it's like,
playing
oh,
out
come
there.
on.
He was awful.
Or like, it's so funny how some of those guys,
like-
if the temperature's in the 60s, you'll see them start coming out. They'll wear like those full body
Eddie
suits.
Rosario wore a snowsuit if it was 65.
Yeah, it covers
I
all,
loved him, though.
covers everything but their eyes.
Oh,
And it's
I
like,
loved
you're
buddy,
talk-
it's 55 degrees out.
Yeah, you're talking about maybe 2 months, well, out of the regular season. Like, it's just really April. That's a little chilly
Yeah.
when you play here. I get it if we made a run in the playoffs. Like, we haven't seen a World Series outside, obviously, at Target Field yet, and it's going to be a little chilly in October, but it's still not going to be horrible. Like, yeah, the Metrodome was, well, as nostalgic as it was just depressing to walk in there on a July sunny day.
Yeah.
Like, what am I
It's-
doing?
It's
This is
it's
gross.
so white in there.
Yeah, it's just super
you feel,
white.
You feel like you're a lab rat. Like you're getting
Yeah.
experimented
I actually,
on.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
super cool
Prison.
to see like a deep playoff run or a deep playoff game where it's snowing outside here and actually showing up. That would be a lot of
That
fun.
would be cool.
It's not NFL cold; it's going to be October cold, so it'd be very
I
reasonable to
say
go
it
to that
every year.
game.
I wish the Vikings played outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I would, because it's so fun. Like we talked about it. I love bracing the elements
Like
for
Highmark
Gopher
Stadium
games.
for that Bills game. Remember how shitty the weather was like
Yeah,
the
it was
first half?
terrible.
It was terrible, but it was like you kind of embrace it. You're like,
You feel like a football
This,
guy.
is, this
Yeah.
is how it should be played.
Like this ain't basketball, brother.
yeah, we're really spoiled in US Bank Stadium though.
It is nice,
It is a
Yeah.
very nice stadium, but
Hey, so Wyatt, we have we came up with a few games that we think would be fun to play with you. The first one is called Buy or Sell. You're gonna treat these items as if they were stocks, and you're gonna say if you're gonna buy or sell them, okay? And then give us a little reason why. We got some pretty easy ones for you here. We're gonna start off with Sam Darnold. Are you gonna buy or sell Sam Darnold?
I'm selling Sam Darnold. I think he's had more I mean, I know everyone. It's this team. We don't know what he's going to look with this team. Okay, I've seen.
Even
more than
after we
enough.
put his face on the candle,
Yeah.
you're still gonna sell him. We're gonna cut out his
Oh.
face.
It hasn't been done yet. It's gonna be done.
Yeah, I just don't. I guess I sound negative on it, but I just don't have faith in him anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's just going to be the same story we've seen out of him.
No, perfectly reasonable. We've already seen him start 50-plus games. I think, like, I was seeing some stat, though, the other day, and I'm just trying to be a believer, so I'm going to hang on to the stat. But, like, the best O-line he played with any of his previous teams, the best one was rated 25th in the league. And that stat, to me, was a little bit crazy. Like, he never had any time to throw the ball. That being said, we've seen 50 games of him being a shitty quarterback. We can't really expect too much of a change. So
Right.
Here's a question for you guys. Sorry, follow up. Has his stock never been lower or never been higher than it is right now?
it was pretty high when he got drafted 3rd overall.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
that'll be.
Okay.
I think this is as high as it's been
Since then.
I mean, in recent memory.
He's gone down, and I think it's gone back up
Yeah.
slightly.
Could you say this is as high as the stock has been since then because this is the best offense he'll ever have?
I'm going to say, yeah, at least from my end, yes, because whenever I see any other person talk about Sam Darnold, they're like, he's probably going to suck. But, like, everyone seems to,
There's
like,
a big what if factor.
Yeah.
I'm just. I wouldn't. I would.
think it's
If I had to pick, I wouldn't buy into it.
Yeah, okay.
I would sell, but we could be wrong. So.
Okay.
All right, buy or sell the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, my own team. team. I
Yeah.
mean, I got to buy into them.
Okay.
I can't say I have the most confidence they're going to go ahead and get the job done this year, but I have faith that Brandon Beane is sending them in the right direction with the talent that he's keeping around. I think there's only one contract I really have a problem with, and that's Vaughn. If he comes back and plays lights out, then great. But no, I mean, I'll always buy into him. I'll never go off that ship. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. You just have to get past a few people: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift.
But as long as they have Josh as quarterback, there's always a chance.
There's always
So
hope.
what if?
Yeah.
You got to get past the blonde Joe Burrow too.
Yeah.
That's
Cody
Slim
Rhodes.
Shady's a
Cody
different
Rhodes,
story.
yeah.
Oh, Cody
he
Rhodes.
does look like Cody Rhodes.
The WWE
He
version.
should wear the suit and do the same exact thing on week 1.
American Night.
That would be awesome.
Play his theme song.
We got to see Cody at AEW live.
And then Monday Night Raw last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had switched back over.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Oh shit.
All right, next one on the list, Bo Nix. Now remember, Sean Payton and the Broncos completely swindled the Vikings out of.
No, it's
Remember that whole
Yes.
thing?
Oh yeah,
I
he
don't-
outsmarted us.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
the smartest
hate
guy ever.
Bo at all. I think he gets a lot more shit than he deserves. I think he looks like a very confident and good quarterback. But the thing is I don't know if I'm buying into him or if I'm buying into Sean Payton. Because Sean Payton has made Teddy good. He has made Jameis Winston good. He made, I think, Trevor Siemian capable for a game. Anybody that you give to Taysom Hill was an elite quarterback. I mean, that's a tough
whatever the
word,
hell
but
his thing is.
He was good
yeah.
with Sean Payton. Sean Payton, Drew Brees without an arm. He can make anybody good. He can orchestrate anybody. And we saw Bo Nix in the preseason. Like I said, I think he looks very clean and confident. I guess I would buy into him, but I do feel like his success is going to be heavily influenced by Peyton. But I also think Bo is a sharp. I think he's a sharp guy. He's a confident kid. I think he's going to be a decent player.
I'm loving there's a lot of jokes right now where people are like, he's 30 years old, he better be good. That's the biggest complaint I'm seeing about Bo Nix.
Easiest jokes to make, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would buy into him.
Yeah, no, he definitely seems like a Sean Payton quarterback, right? The next one we got on this list, the new kickoff rules. Are you buying or selling the new kickoff rules?
I guess buy. I don't know. I don't have that. That's the one thing where it's like it happened, and I was like, oh, and I looked at the new. They have what they took the XFL ruling of it, where
Pretty
they have the
much,
lineup
yeah.
and stuff, and it's like it looks fine. To me, initially, I thought there was gonna be a lot more kick return touchdowns. Not certain if that'll be the case, but I guess buy it. I'm all for it. Whatever. I don't think it influences the game in a negative way.
Okay, yeah. I saw the Vikings special teams coordinator, Matt Daniels. He was saying, at least in the first few weeks, that several games will be decided by the new kickoff rules because everyone's been hiding what they're going to do.
Oh, sure.
And we're going to see the real stuff starting this week. So I'm excited to see what it
Okay.
looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, the Patriots have already infiltrated everyone else's kickoff.
They know what's
plans, for
happening.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Jordan Love, buy or sell?
Yeah, I'd buy into him.
Okay.
I have confidence
All right.
in him.
Packer fan.
I don't hate
Wow.
him. I don't hate him like I should living here.
Well, he's a nice dude. It's hard to hate him.
I've told people I don't. I like Jordan Love, and it pains me to say it. But,
Again, so when we were at Lambeau last year and we saw him play live, he wasn't looking good. And we had our buddy there, Zooch.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just, I think he wanted to get in a fight. So that's why he was saying this stuff. But he just stood up in the middle of the game. He had just a bad overthrow. And he stood up and he's like, Jordan Love fucking sucks. And he starts staring around the stadium, seeing if someone's going to challenge him. It sucked.
I'm like, dude, calm down. He's like, no, he sucks though, dude.
Well, he did have enormous accuracy issues to start.
Yeah.
He was throwing for like 47% in games.
Well, I think he has a little bit of Favre in him where he's like, I can make the throw, so I'm going to try to make the throw. And I think early in the year it costed them.
Well, it's almost like that was his first real start as a quarterback.
Yeah,
too,
right, yeah.
You can't expect him to be just perfect. So.
Exactly.
And it's funny because at that point too, there were not only talks of like getting rid of Love and firing LaFleur and all that, but there were talks still about before Kirk got injured, like if they don't sign Kirk, he could go to the Packers and blah blah blah.
Early on, yeah.
Like, oh geez, okay, yeah, that really changed. So, fortunately,
Jay just brings up Kirk.
He loves
yeah,
it.
Always come
Followed the Falcons on our Twitter account.
I wouldn't do that. That would depress
Allegedly.
me.
All right,
Thought
last
it was
one on
someone
here
else.
is someone who's had a rough off season, who's not even a player, Kelly Stafford.
What was with her off season?
Well, the first thing that happened was she revealed on a podcast that she was dating,
Oh, that he cheated on her when he
she cheated well,
With
yeah,
the backup
the
quarterback.
backup quarterback
To make him jealous.
And now didn't she just come out and say like, yeah, me and the kids aren't going to go to Detroit for the first game?
Yeah, that's why she's on the news, this one. But you can't blame her.
I saw a Lions fan quote tweet that and say, "Great, now I have to take a flight to LA to hate on Stafford's kids."
Well, I'm selling because, like, I don't know. It's obviously hard to say this about a woman that you've been married to and had kids with, but anybody cheated. Sell.
Right.
Gone.
Yeah, I
Goodbye.
agree.
Even
El cheater.
I think about it now. If I heard about it, it was 10 years ago. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Or imagine being Matt and like forgiving her and getting through the whole thing, and then all of a sudden you're a big NFL player, and then she decides to bring it up for the whole world to hear. That alone would
what are
be
you
so
doing?
stressful.
In the off season when you're like gearing up to get ready, and that's just the last thing you need to deal with.
No, that she seems not like a very nice lady at all. I'd sell that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did she cheat on him? Was it during college?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you
it was
said USC?
Georgia's
Or Georgia?
backup quarterback.
Jeez. Were they married at the time?
No, they
Or was it
weren't.
They
before
were
they
dating,
married?
but he thought that she was like blowing him off, or she was trying to make him jealous.
Who knows? This is all just like random reports that we're seeing.
Yeah,
too.
I don't
but
know where
she
he's
brought
going.
it up on a podcast that she did have sex with the backup quarterback to make Matt Stafford jealous, and that seems like a big no-no.
Correct.
That's a bitchy move, man.
All right.
But maybe they changed.
We got one more game for you, and I gotta hide this one because you'll see all the answers. This is a blind ranking.
Yeah, I do too.
Blind ranking of NFL quarterbacks.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I think you've done these before, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so you're a little skilled in the area.
It's going to be five quarterbacks we're going to go through.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Number one, Caleb Williams.
4.
Oh, you just
Okay,
pissed off all
okay.
of Chicago.
No,
Congrats.
everyone's just going to come after our page now. Thanks, Wyatt.
Next up on the list, we got Trevor Lawrence.
3.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. All right. Quarterback number 3, Josh Allen.
1.
Okay.
Biased.
Oh, you're cooking right
This is
now.
on a list of 5. So
Yeah, you're cooking.
No, that's smart.
Number 4, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's
Is that just to satisfy me?
Oh, Jake just came.
Yeah, I might.
I mean,
I'm tucking.
obviously, right now in the long term, you're going to take Trevor Lawrence because of his age. But Kirk Cousins, and I'm trying not to look to the left or the right now, so I look like a blind person talking.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins, I mean, he was on a. I think last year he would have won MVP if he wouldn't have gotten hurt.
Right.
He
Yep.
was on a tear. He's always been a great pocket passer. Like Kirk too. Yeah.
He'd still be on the Vikings, I think, if he didn't get hurt, actually, which is crazy to think about.
Who knows?
But final one, which spot do you have left? Is it 3?
It's 5.
5? Oh, Jacoby Brissett.
5.
Yeah, dude, you killed that ranking,
Wow.
dude.
Fuck.
Holy
Ace.
shit.
Ace.
One of the
I think
best.
that was the best ranking we've ever had to date.
Williams, Lawrence, Allen, Kirk, Jacoby, you went. Josh Allen, 1, Kirk, 2, Trevor Lawrence, 3, Caleb, 4, Jacoby, 5.
Yeah, that's a great list, yeah.
Yeah, you could maybe argue 2 and 3, but I think that's
Damn.
valid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about as good as it gets, I think.
You know what would have been great though if you just did Caleb Williams 5.
Yeah, no.
Just
Well,
piss off entire.
You gotta
city
always
of
assume
Chicago.
there's gonna be Daniel Jones, which I'm shocked he wasn't on here.
Yeah.
You gotta assume there's some shit turd coming. So
Well, since you had such a good ranking, we'll send you home with your own case of Captain's Patch beer available now in the
Courtesy.
majority of liquor stores.
WyattzWorld, come on down. It's like Price is Right, man.
And then we'll send it in a really nice package. We'll address it as Wyatt World.
Wyatt World.
Awesome.
Just WyattzWorld.
We'll make sure to reply to some of your tweets with Wyatt World, too.
Oh, it's going to happen even more now. I mean, what are the chances you can just change your entire name, entire branding, and everything to WyattzWorld? You have to change your entire LLC or whatever you have filled out for your business.
It's grammatically
I'm actually
incorrect.
not an LLC.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, I'm just-
I just don't know how complicated it'd be to change it
you're
to WyattzWorld.
sole proprietor.
I could do it. I don't want to be Wyatt World.
Wyatt World.
Well, that's just what we know.
You filed as a
know.
C corp, or
We're talking business now.
Take that S Corp tax
I'm
election.
an individual.
He's an individual
Do you
guy.
have a tax guy or do you your own taxes?
I have a tax lady.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I'm canceled.
no,
I'm
you know,
sorry.
content creators don't pay for taxes.
Oh, I do.
You need it, man.
I pay too much.
Do you sometimes get stressed out when your money just goes right to your like? Do you know at this point you know to leave some aside for taxes? I assume.
thankfully knew that immediately.
Okay.
I
That's
knew
good.
that. Someone told me. I think my friend, who was a COD player at the time, had told me something, or
Yeah.
I knew. So I've never had an issue with that, and I know creators
That's great.
have, but no, every time I get paid, I just take 30%
Yeah,
right away.
smart. Yeah, because there's all these stories of like comedians they just get paid right away, right? And they're like at the end of the year they spend all their money like, hold on, I owe $45,000 in
No.
taxes.
No, that's the last battle I want is with the IRS.
That's a losing battle 100% of the time.
I stay on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want
Well,
that.
well, thanks for coming on down to the new
Yeah,
studio.
no, I love it. Appreciate it. Have me again sometime.
You've seen the whole entire journey now.
No, it's been quite the journey too.
Yeah.
You guys went from where was it, Eden Prairie,
Prior Lake.
Prior Lake.
and a
Yep.
little little. I don't want to call it a dirt box studio, but
Yeah,
compared
it's
to what
pretty
you guys
close.
have
It was.
now, it's and then you guys had that. I thought the house was actually very nice and that cozy little studio down there, and now you guys are in a building right across from a gorgeous looking baseball field.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
This is phase 3. What's going to be phase 4? Wyatt, what can you guess?
We're gonna move into your house.
Yeah, it's going to be in Wyatt's house.
And Wyatt basement.
It's going to be WyattzWorld / 10K content house.
To a content house.
You got
Your
evicted
next phase, you guys are wondering, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, where do you think the next studio is?
What would
It's
you want
definitely-
it to be?
We're definitely not going to be here forever.
No, if I had to predict your guys' next studio, I would say it's going to be in a penitentiary. I'm just kidding.
That I will be doing podcasts from a penitentiary.
Didn't someone have? Oh, Billy McFarland did a podcast from jail. The guy,
Yeah.
Firefest guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just do
That'll
that.
be me.
Yep.
No, I could see you guys if you guys agreed to the terms, I could see you guys moving into a radio station one day. I think that'd be something very suitable for you guys. On
That'd
a
be
daily
nice
basis.
because it would be nice to have the separate rooms, right?
Yeah, but we wouldn't be able to say shit and fuck and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That's
not
what I'm
like-
saying. You'd have to abide by the rules, but I could see you guys taking a position someday or getting offered that.
We
Oh,
did.
sure.
Sure.
We went through the K-fan phase.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
little bit there.
Radio.
That was fun. That we were pretty good at not saying fuck
We,
or shit.
Yeah.
or-
we learned.
But by,
We
it
were
is
pretty
actually
obedient.
it is hard actually to not like. It sounds dumb, but for us, like we normally just swear when we're hanging out. So all of a sudden you're doing a KFan show and you have to abide by FCC rules. There's a few fucks and shit slipped out, and luckily we fell under the radar. But yeah, we were lectured a few times about that.
Yeah, not
inside
easy.
words popped out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Well, just like words like shit, I don't know. You never think of them being that bad of a word, but you can almost say any word besides shit and
It's like
fuck
the worst one
on
to
the
say.
radio.
Fuck is pretty bad too.
Yeah.
I've noticed YouTube is crazy with it. Like if you make a video about something that might be more child, like for instance, I played a Spider-Man playthrough once, and I was just saying, fuck and shit and stuff, and I got flagged. It was ineligible for
Monetization.
But I say that in every video, and I've noticed that if you do anything that might attract more kids to it,
Yeah.
and you swear too much, that will get nailed.
Well, it's gotten to the point for YouTube where like you'll watch someone making a video, they won't even say sexual assault, they won't say porn, they won't say any
the
of these
one thing
words.
I can't stand
Yeah.
is unalived.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unalived.
yeah.
This
Or,
person's
yeah.
been unalived.
They used like another word. They use other words for guns and stuff,
Yeah,
and it's
pew
just
pew.
bizarre. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pew
What
pew.
are you doing?
Stop. I would rather just not make money off this
Yeah.
video and just talk about
Right.
it. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sexual assault. They say she was SA'd.
Yeah.
Or,
What?
Or remember in the New York? Was it the New York Post called a fat chick a high-calorie human?
Yeah, it's so bad, dude.
Come on.
Well, I'm seeing like all this Mr. Beast stuff is coming. I'm not sure if you've seen anything about that, but like someone was making a video about it and talking about how Mr. Beast had like a pedophile on his staff, essentially like a registered sex offender, and they referred to the pedophile as a minor attracted person because they didn't want their video taken down for saying pedophile. However, when you say minor attracted person, it's like you're trying to legitimize that, so it makes it sound so much worse in my
that is
opinion.
bad.
It sounds like
You're not going to get in
justifying
trouble
it.
for saying words,
Yeah.
especially when it's not like you're not. Maybe if you're making a death threat or something, you're like I'm going to kill someone. You're probably going to
Different story, yeah.
Or saying racial slurs or something. Yeah, whole different story.
Saying, oh, this guy died, or this person was killed, or this person killed this. Like that's it's news.
Yeah,
You're talking.
You're literally describing what happened.
It's
Yeah.
outrageous.
They also don't they have a YouTube for kids? Those kids should just go on there. Fuck them.
Fuck that.
Seriously.
It goes back to fuck them
I think
kids.
you're thinking
Fuck
of
them kids,
I think you're
bro.
thinking of Netflix.
Yeah, there is
There's
a
a
YouTube for
YouTube
kids
Kids.
too.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, someone that make like Mr. Beast is
Yeah.
a big one on that.
They should just They should have just dubbed over your Spider-Man walkthrough and made it like kid friendly.
Or have it be
Here is
AI
a web.
Have it be AI like generated by a SpongeBob voice.
Yeah.
Like just not swearing.
Bleep everything out or have all those weird words.
Yeah.
I got one final question. What's at least for my end, I'm not sure if they have more, but like, what's been your most favorite video you put out this year on YouTube in 2024 so far?
This year, I had a lot of fun going to Pittsburgh. I did a video that was actually silly, but for some reason I thought it was fun. I just tried to draw the NFL logos without looking at them.
Nah, good
it was
idea.
just dumb,
Yeah.
but it was funny. Another one I had a ton. Probably the most fun I had on one was when I rebranded every NFL team.
Oh yeah, because that's a big thing people have been doing is like redrawing logos.
Yeah, and I mean mine were terrible, but I had a reason for everyone,
Yeah.
and then rebranded them and made a logo.
Could you tell us what you rebranded the Vikings to? Or do you not remember?
I do. The Bobbers, the Minnesota Bobbers.
Oh, I actually like
wow.
that a lot. That's
Fishing,
sick.
almost like a fishing
yeah,
spin-off.
that's what it was.
It is kind of wild. We
Minnesota
talk about how
Bobbers.
we don't have a pro team that is like involved, like is fishing based.
I know.
You should, yeah. The Muskies were sick back in
Right.
the day. yeah.
ABA, right?
Yep.
Or
The old basketball league, yeah.
Muskies, and then dude, we had the Arena Football League in the '90s named the Pike.
Oh,
Fighting
that's sick
Pike.
too. Yeah.
I don't know why you don't have that, the Fighting Pike, or even Walleye.
Or even the
I feel like.
walleye.
And I guess one last question I have on top of that one. I guess you did you tier ranked all 32 NFL fan bases, right? Is that true? I did see that on YouTube. It looked really interesting. Everyone should go to WyattzWorld YouTube and check the video out. But can you give us a sneak peek? Where did the Vikings end on your list?
I think I put them on top. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, I always put the Vikings and the Bills on top.
Oh, okay, good. Glad
I think
to
I
hear.
have been honest about the Vikings fans, though, that, I live here, I love them, but they can drive me crazy. They can
Toxic.
Minnesota fans can just be toxic, and in general, the Vikings, too. You have that Vikings crowd where some of them are so just anything that comes out, like they're just, we're going to get it. We stand a chance. And it's
Yeah.
We're winning the Super Bowl, yeah.
The
guys,
tabloid
like,
pieces.
what are we doing? But
Or when they drop some like no name from the roster and everyone's like, what is
Crying.
the reason behind this move? And it's like, would you just shut up? He's
There's people arguing about dropping or not dropping Sean Mannion.
third string.
This is gonna make me want to just unalive myself.
And I love this person. He's been on the show many times. One of the biggest optimists in Vikings history is Paul Allen.
Yeah.
Right. And the other day I saw someone ripping on him for being too negative, and I was like, "What are you?" Paul Allen is never too negative.
No. He's like super, and he can be and should be as the the home radio voice of the Vikings, but he's like overly biased. I feel like a lot of times,
No,
which is
I'm
fine.
talking about the people that if we were going to go play San Francisco and we had to start Matt Corral, the crowd that's like, let's give him a shot. We're
Yeah,
going to go over
there's
there and
those
beat him.
people.
Like, no, we're not.
There's always the
Stop.
backup quarterback people in the Vikings fan base, and I notice it growing up watching the Gophers too. It's just a trend in Minnesota football fans. They want the backup quarterback to play. One interception, put him in. Put him in now. Let's see what he has. Yeah, our backup's Sean Mannion, or our backup is a 1-star for a walk-on from fucking Wilmer, Minnesota. We're not playing that guy. So
The
yeah.
Wilmer walleye.
Yeah, the Wilmer
I don't
Wall.
mind people being hopeful. I really don't.
No.
It's just like sometimes when it's so unrealistic,
Yeah.
it's like, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
But
It's
at the
unrealistic
same time,
hopefulness.
you can be shocked too. In
Yeah.
that way. So like
We've
Brock
seen
Purdy
miracles.
when Mr. Irrelevant started.
It just
Yeah.
doesn't happen in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
Never.
Or even
Keenum, though.
even the game we
Case
keep
Keenum.
talking about, the Vikings-Bill games, like Vikings-Bills game. Everyone thought the Bills were walking out winning that game. And honestly, there's several times they should have won that game, but it ended up being one of the greatest games in NFL history, and the Vikings came out on top. So you never know what's going to happen.
No, they lost to New York. They ended up not being on top.
You guys see New York's new field design?
I like it.
It's cool, but all of that to lose to Sam Darnold. It's kind of wild.
I want us to create, we had that video when Kirk would win, and it'd be like, Kirk code change, just beat your team, right? And it was had rap music to the background. We got to make a new one for Sam
that's a good
Darnold.
idea.
Yeah. And just get it
It's
ready
got
for when
Is
the
there any
inevitable win
photos
comes.
of him with mono? You know how rough someone
sure.
looks when they have mono? Like you can tell that they're fucked.
I don't think there is, but there's definitely that graphic that he says that he's out indefinitely with mononucleosis.
Remember, he
Yeah.
had to wear that guard so
Yeah.
he
That-
didn't get hit.
or
You could
there's-
use that.
There's definitely enough depressed photo. You could probably look up depressed Sam Darnold and showing him pissed off.
You
or
lost
sad on the sideline.
mononucleosis, Sam. You could do something like that with him
True.
dancing or something. Yeah, we could
True.
think of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Didn't you make that? I think I saw you made that video of Tom Brady enjoying the offseason, and then New York pops out. Hey, how you doing? Want to come play for us? There's definitely teams that were probably hey, we should call Tom Brady.
I bet the Vikings considered it at one point.
Probably
They considered it.
floated in their head, or it was joked about, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the office. Hey, Quizzy, so you getting Tom Brady today? No, I'm serious, man. Give him a fucking call.
Could you imagine
Someone's
what
probably
the
yelling at
state
him.
would do if Tom Brady just showed up
There'd
and
be a lot of Viking fans all of a sudden.
There'd
It
be a
would be
lot of
very
Brady Vikings
weird.
jerseys.
I've been watching this beat reporter. I've been watching this podcast a lot, and he did say that he heard rumblings when Kirk went down that KOC did go to Tom Brady to see if he had any interest, and Tom didn't.
He
Yeah.
did say this offseason, though, he would entertain a call if a team requested his services.
I just think he's saying that to stay irrelevant.
Probably.
Yeah,
He's just trying to jump up a headline.
I think the Vikings would have been a
services.
great. I know I'm a homer. I'm very biased. The Vikings would have been a great opportunity playing with the best receiver in the league, a pretty good O line, a great running back in Aaron Jones. It seemed like it would have been a good spot just to hop in. But
Is he in the booth this year?
Yeah.
Right? Is it Fox?
I don't know where he is.
I think
but
it's
he
It's
did
Fox.
an
It's definitely Fox.
'Cause-
We'll see.
Yeah.
I bet he's going to be great.
He probably will.
Yeah,
be.
it'll be fantastic.
Probably will be.
He can say 2 words the entire day.
Yeah.
Be like, That was good football.
That guy
You're
has
like,
the most Super
yes.
Bowls of any quarterback. So
Yes.
He could just preach to us about the TB12 method, and that's all we'd need.
true.
Yeah.
And about his $80 workout shirts
And his weird drinks that he has on the sideline.
and kissing his kids on the lips.
Yeah,
Remember
right?
when that was a
What's,
thing?
what's with that?
It
Should
works.
just get him and Charles Barkley on a broadcast. See what happens. I know Charles Barkley's not the the football guy, but that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
When a guy's banging you,
Yep.
well, when you're kissing your kid,
On that note, hey, good luck this
yeah.
season with all the content. I hope the Bills are good to you, because I know last season they made it very stressful on you. You had to win like 7 of the last.
Yeah, it was. I didn't get to enjoy it at all.
No, yeah, stressful. But on our side of the fence, the same exact shit will be happening. So yeah. But thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah, no,
thank
thanks
you.
for having me. Just call me anytime. So
Yeah.
we'll get you down to a Wild game this year. I know we talked about that.
We're gonna-
Coming out on a stream too.
Yeah, when
We're
the
gonna
Bills
stream-
have
we're
a
gonna-
bye week,
We're gonna
watch a
stream
game with
every
us.
single Vikings game live from here.
Oh, yeah, no, cool.
Gonna get guests and stuff. Yeah.
Send me dates and stuff. We'll make it work. So.
All right, sounds good.
Sweet.
Appreciate it, boys.
All right.
All right, yeah.